Hey, how you feeling?
Like a dwarf stuck a knife in me. How do you think I feel? Did you bring my magazine?
No, I brought something way better. I got someone here who came to cheer you up.
He remembered? Oh.
Hey there, glum chum.
All right, well, I'm gonna leave you two to catch up.
Good idea. This room is officially quarantined, 'cause smiles are contagious.
Home is Where the Hate is the third episode of Season 3. It first aired on June 22nd, 2008, and was written by Doc Hammer and Jackson Public. In it, Sergeant Hatred officially introduces himself as Dr. Venture's new arch, and throws a party to celebrate his new working relationship with Dr. Venture. Meanwhile, the Monarch tries to adjust to his new life both as an inhabitant of the suburbs and without a Dr. Venture to arch. While the Monarch burns Phantom Lim's things on his old bed, he sarcastically refers to himself as Farrah Fawcett making his big comeback, which is a reference to a 1984 made-for-TV movie starring Farrah Fawcett called The Burning Bed. It's been referenced before on the show, and I didn't talk about it because I just didn't feel like it. But The Secret is a self-help book all about getting the things you want through visualizing them. When Sergeant Hatred first shows up in the hover tank, Dean says,
If a big man walks out of the burning cloud, do not be afraid. That's Jesus.
According to the commentary, this is a reference to a famous UFO case in which a mother said this to her son, but I haven't been able to find any more information about this via Google. A lot of pop culture references in this scene. The Moppets are watching Nell, a movie starring Jodie Foster as a feral woman who doesn't speak English and says things like "chicka-pa."
Chicka-pa, shut the fuck up!
The Moppets think they're watching Silence of the Lambs, also starring Jodie Foster, and Hank says he saw Schindler's Dingus, a reference to the fact that Liam Neeson, who played Schindler in Schindler's List, is also in this movie, though you don't ever actually get to see his dingus. Small animation error, in this scene, Sergeant Hatred's name tag says Hotred or Hotred instead of Hatred. Once again, we get a callback to Midlife Chrysalis when Dr. Venture believes he had sex with Dr. Girlfriend. In the DVD audio commentary, Jackson and Doc make it explicitly clear that they did not have sex.
Oh, no, once again, weird. Trying to point out to the message board people that these two people never had sex with each other, ever. Hey, no matter how much Doc thinks they did.
Yeah, we're just playing with the rumor that those two actually made it.
The more we try to spell things out, the more people look for the loopholes.
Yeah, well...
In this episode, it's established that Dr. Girlfriend smokes, and it's implied that that's why her voice is so deep. I didn't need a canonical answer to that question, but it's the one most people have latched onto as official Venture lore. And in this episode, we finally get the payoff to lots of times it was referenced that the Monarch's crew stole from Sergeant Hatred.
I have been sitting back and watching you and your fat, worthless henchmen rob me blind.
What? That's insane!
Hey, boss!
You actually did what I told you?
Oh yeah, we are up and running. The new guy stole some parts from Sergeant Hatred's hover tank, which is cool but broken now.
Are those what I think they are?
Only if you think they're jetpacks, because those are jetpacks.
Where'd you get those?
Spoils of war, my friend. Yeah, Sergeant Hatred's, I think.
Look at that, honey. Look at that. Tell me those aren't the monitors for my old hover tank. What the hell kind of a deal is this? Kind of a shabby operation they run in here.
This is an absolutely gorgeous looking episode. In fact, perhaps my favorite single shot of the entire series may be this shot of the Monarch and Dr. Girlfriend looking out of their stained glass window. I mean, look at how beautiful that is. If this was a show where you could buy original animation cells, this is the scene from which I would totally try to buy a cell. I left this episode with the understanding that Hatred was a secret diabolical genius, and I'm kind of sad to say that that never really came up again. That always kind of bugged me, but I still do really like Sergeant Hatred because Sergeant Hatred is game. One of my favorite qualities in both actual human beings and Venture Brothers characters is a willingness to go along with whatever weird, crazy thing. A lot of characters in the world of the Venture Brothers are not game. For example, they might rather isolate themselves in another room and watch a documentary about crossbows. But Hatred, Hank, Dr. Orpheus, they're all super willing to embrace and run with whatever nutty situation comes their way. I love when characters are game, and I love the Venture Brothers. As always, thank you for watching and go Team Venture. Tune in next week for the Invisible Hand of Fate. If you dug this video, share it with a friend, and if there was some huge glaring thing that I missed in this video, subscribe to me on Instagram at Ventureverse Guide to see these videos a week early and offer your input before I upload the final product.